Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura Train Mama. Today we're having a look at one of the stories contained within this Thomas and Friends annual. It's from the year 1987. This story is called Donald and the Lost Tarpaulin. Enjoy. Donald and Douglas help with the goods traffic on Duck's branch line. In the summer, when the weather is fine, they enjoy it. But they don't like it so much when it is wet. No engine likes being rained on. Henry even stayed in a tunnel once to avoid it. But there is no turntable at the end of Duck's branch, so that tender engines always have to travel backwards in one direction. It's no good enough, grumbled Donald to Duck one wet day. Why canna the Fat Controller put a turntable up here, eh? Probably doesn't think it's worth it, just for Oliver and me, replied Duck. Humph, snorted Donald. He ought to try riding in a cab one a day like this. It's enriched for you. You've a proper back to your cab that keeps the rain away when it's coming doon in torrents. Ducky and me hae nothing. In an effort to keep some of the rain off, the twins' crew rigged tarpaulins from the back of the cab roof down to the front of the tender, like a sort of tent. This helped, but if it was windy, it flapped and made itself a nuisance. But at last, the weather improved. It did so suddenly, at a time when Donald's driver and fireman had to make a quick turnaround at the big station. The fireman only had time to bundle the tarpaulin roughly into a ball and put it out of the way on the back of the tender. Then they hurried to the yard to take water for the next journey. Just before they set out with their goods train, the fireman, who was shoveling coal forward from the back of the tender, noticed that the tarpaulin had disappeared. "Did you move it?" he asked the driver. The driver shook his head. "Haven't seen it since you took it down," he said. "Bother," said the fireman. "Must have fallen off in the yard. Let's hope it doesn't rain again before we find it." They reached Alsborough safely, but on the way back had to wait outside the middle station. "I'm thirsty," Donald complained after a while. His driver opened the injector, but no water came out from the tender into the boiler. "Try yours," the driver told the fireman. He did, but it made no difference. "Oh," groaned Donald, "I've got such a pain." "Your injectors have failed," said his driver. "There's nothing for it but to drop your fire and then try and repair it." Meanwhile, Donald's fireman had climbed to the back of the tender to check the levels of water in the tank. He lifted the filler cap and peered in. "Well, I'll be," he exclaimed. "So that's where our tarpaulin went." Seizing a long steel pole, he plunged it into the water and managed to pull out the sodden tarpaulin away from the feed pipe, which it was blocking. Water was soon flowing merrily into Donald's boiler once more. But when they reached the yard, the driver and fireman had a hard job getting the tarpaulin out of the tank. When they finished, they were very wet, very hot, and very cross. The fireman vowed never to store the tarpaulin near the water filler again. The driver intends to make sure he doesn't. The end. That brings us to the end of the story, Donald and the Lost Tarpaulin. I really hope that you enjoyed listening along with me today, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button. Really helps me out. Share this video with a friend if you want to. You could even check you're subscribed if you want to. And other than that, have a great day.